Question everything. Don't be scared to ask questions. Don't be scared to do research to formulate your own opinion on things. Don't listen to everybody. Don't listen to people just because they sound like they right. People know how to make bullshit sound good a lot of the time. But like I said, don't be afraid to question everything. Don't let nobody make you feel stupid for asking questions. Don't let nobody make you feel dumb or insult you. And once they start hurling insults at you, that's how you know you're talking to somebody unreasonable. But yeah, don't let people bully you into making decisions or joining a cause or doing something that you don't have a lot of information on and you simply just want to know more. You know what I mean? Be open enough to understand. Don't be dense. Be open enough to try to actually learn more. Because I say this all the time. Always have an open mind when you talk to people. Have conversations that will teach you something. Don't shy away from conversations. Don't shy away from, people who may give you the information you need so you can make a more educated opinion about something or a better educated decision on important things. But it's too many people in the world who are too lazy to do that. They're too lazy to formulate their own opinions. So they follow what's popular. They follow the majority without having any real information. They just regurgitating what they hear from other people and haven't really done any of their own research on it. There's too many people out here looking for a voice to follow, and there are 1,000 idiots, and there are a lot of people who know how to make bullshit sound good. And those 1,000 idiots will follow that if it looks good enough. They use buzzwords, they use all this fancy lingo, they make emotional arguments, they appeal to people's emotions because most people think with their emotions more so than logic, more so than with research and actually educated decisions. They don't really make that many educated decisions because they think with their feelings too much. So don't get caught up in the herd. Don't get that mentality. Don't let nobody make you feel bad for asking questions. Ask as many questions as you can. Do research. And and I've said this before too, avoid people who talk to you to make you feel dumb rather than talking to you to educate you. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people just don't like their opinions challenged. They don't like being asked questions. And when they got 1,000 idiots behind them who listen to them or are they all on the same hype or whatever, on the same page, it's hard to argue with them because they got all these other blind people backing them up. And then it makes them feel they get on this high horse. A lot of people tell you, do your own research. And the thing is, I don't want to talk to nobody who can't educate me, who can't point me in the right direction, who got so much pride and so much ego that they can't even explain to me why they're doing what they're doing or why they make the decisions that they make or why they follow the causes that they follow. You know what I mean? And I don't know everything. I tell people all the time, like when I make my videos, a lot of the things I say are based off, experience, books I read, and my own little bit of research and things I've learned from other people. I will never sit and act like I know everything and that my word is, law. Never, ever. Because there are a lot of things I can be taught. There are a lot of things I can learn, and I'm always open to that. But I won't let anybody try to persuade me or convince me to make decisions or do certain things in life or follow certain paths before I get the information that I need. I try my best to only make decisions based off the most information I can get or the right information I can get. And there's a lot of misinformation going around too. And a lot of people, they're too lazy to see what's right and what's wrong, and they're too busy. Majority of the people are regurgitating information that they hear from other people. If it sounds good to them, they're going to put it in their head and they're going to regurgitate it to the next person. Don't even really be knowing what they're talking about at the end of the day. That's why you have to make educated decisions and you have to form your own opinions, because the blind be leading the blind and they'll lead you right off a damn cliff if you let them. Keep your wits about you. Ask questions no matter what. People get annoyed at it. It is what it is. You got all these people against you who feel this way, but all you doing is asking what's going on. I don't agree with this. You don't have to agree either. If you've gathered enough information and in your heart you just don't agree with what's going on, don't be afraid of that. Even if 1,000 people attacking you, insulting you, don't let them change you. You've made your decision. You've done your research. And 9 times out of 10, majority of those people haven't done anything. They just listening to other people. It's a sad world we live in when, the spread of misinformation and the spread of just group thinking and people following herds. It's a bad mentality to get caught up in, because it makes you lazy and it makes every argument emotional. You don't really think past what you feel that often. I can't be around, like I said earlier, I can't talk to people who talk to me to try to make me feel dumb rather than trying to educate me. If I'm missing something, I'm willing to admit that. I'm willing to admit, be willing to admit, that okay, maybe I was looking at this the wrong way. Maybe you're right. I didn't think about it like that. Okay, that makes sense. That happens all the time. That's how people make progress, and that's how people learn and grow in whatever they're doing in life. Only an idiot would sit and be so dense as to just not accept anything past their worldview. If you truly, genuinely want to be somebody better and greater and make a difference in the world, you're gonna try to get as much information as possible and look at things in other ways that you didn't think of before, so you can have a better understanding. That's just natural for anybody who's genuinely trying to grow and be better. So don't follow the herd. Don't get caught up in, the BS. Don't let nobody make you feel stupid, feel bad for asking things. Yeah, don't let nobody make you feel bad for having a different opinion than them. That's it. I mean, social media is where it happens a lot. You got people insulting other people, and I talked about this already. I think I talked about it in my last video, but you got so many people just insulting other people just for having a different opinion, and then you got 1,000 idiots backing them up, hurling insults at that same person, and that one person is brave enough to be the oddball out the bunch because all they doing is asking questions, or they have a different opinion, or they have a different way of looking at things. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you're either trying to gain an understanding and find out more information, or you've done enough research to know that this ain't it. But if you're just doing it just to do it, then that's a whole nother problem entirely. You just being dense at that point. So don't be dense. Actually, genuinely be trying to learn and understand, because there are things that I don't understand, and a lot of things I don't understand. I'm good for asking questions. I'm very good for that. I ask plenty of questions, and I like to think from different perspectives, like, because I might help you out. I might help you think. You know what I'm saying? I just like to look at things from different angles and from other people's points of view. Or I like to speculate a lot too on things, like, okay, you say this, but what if this happens, or what if that happens? You know what I'm saying? You just look at everything from every angle before you just haul off and make the wrong decisions, or make any decision in general. It helps, and there's nothing wrong with that. Can't nobody condemn you for being curious and wanting to know more information. They'll try, but they can't, as long as you're being genuine. Now, if you're not being genuine, that's a whole different problem. That is something that can't be really helped, because then you adding to the problem. You're not really helping solve anything. Ask questions. Don't be a fool. I already just said it's just too many people who can't formulate their own opinions, so they gravitate towards people who sound smart and sound like they know it all, and then they end up following just a smart idiot. There's a lot of smart idiots in the world, because people don't nobody know people better than other people. And people know that the quickest way to get a lot of people on their side is to appeal to their emotions. And it makes them feel valid once a bunch of people are agreeing with them and their opinion or whatever. So what's the quickest way to get people to, all these people on your side, to agree with you? Appeal to their emotions. You see a lot of arguments being made from emotion rather than anything factual or any actual research these days. Like I said, especially on social media. So don't be so emotional all the time. Like, I get it. We all human. There are things that are happening in the world that's fucked up. You can't get caught up in this landslide of emotions that people bring to the table with all these other people. Know how to think for yourself in any situation and gain as much information as possible before you make an important decision. There's nothing wrong with that. Take your time. Take as much time as you need to, because it matters. Before you jump into something that you end up way over your head, you never know. You might put yourself in a position where you in over your head and shit could spiral down from there. But yeah, never follow the group unless it's something you believe in. And I've said this before too. You can be open enough. You can have an open mind without sacrificing your core beliefs. You can be open enough to understand and learn without compromising your core beliefs. So whatever you believe in your heart and in your core, that can still be there without you attacking people, without you just because they have a difference in opinion or understanding. You can still stand on what you want. And it's okay to be passionate too. Like, people are very passionate, but it's never okay to belittle somebody or make them feel dumb just because they want to understand more and they don't quite agree with you. That's never okay. I just don't like when people try to bully other people into doing certain things or making certain decisions. Don't let nobody do that to you. Be genuine in everything you do. If you really want to know and understand, show that. Show you trying to understand. Ask the right questions, but don't waste your time with people who are equally dense on the opposite side. If they too dense to help you gain an understanding, then don't deal with them. You wasting your time. Go talk to somebody who is a little bit more reasonable and open, who's going to actually point you in the right direction or educate you in a way that you might need to be educated. Because the most wisest person in the world is a person who understands that they know nothing. Now, that's a quote I'm pretty sure plenty of people have heard before. Ask questions, you know what I mean? Do your research, look at history, and that's it. You might even end up agreeing with whatever's going on or with other people. That's possible. It's always possible. And you could end up changing people's perspectives and their thought process as well. So you never know. That's really all I had to talk about. Just wanted to get that off my chest. That is really about it. Just gotta do better, man. As humans, we all humans. We all fighting this same battle in life and whatnot, and we don't realize how much limited time we have on this earth, and we get caught up in so many mundane things, and it's just unreasonable how much time is wasted on back and forth bickering and whatnot, when we can really just all learn from each other. And I don't know, it's part of human history. That's just human behavior. People have disagreements. People don't want to understand. People's beliefs are so strong that they just don't even want to understand nothing else. They don't want to. And that's cool. That's okay. And to a degree, I feel like it's only okay if when you're not adding violence and insults to the picture. That's when it becomes obsessive. I believe everybody should be open enough to try to understand, though. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but keep an open mind, man. Don't let people make decisions for you. And just because a person sounds like they smart doesn't mean they're really smart. Even me, I might sound smart on a lot of shit. That don't mean I'm smart. I'll tell people in a heartbeat, I might not be the most qualified to talk about this. Go do your research and find people who actually know what they're talking about. But like I said, just because they sound smart does not mean they smart. And just because a lot of people agree with them doesn't mean they smart either. It's easy to convince a bunch of idiots. That's easy. It's easy to get a lot of people on your side based off emotions. That's easy. That doesn't make your point valid or what you say law. The hardest argument to win is an argument that's based on logic and actual research. In most cases, it depends on the crowd you're dealing with. You know what I mean? A lot of people nowadays have more access to information, funny enough, but a lot of them don't use it. But more often than not, depending on what you're talking about, a lot of people have enough access to information to figure out where you're coming from if they're willing to access that information and use the resources that they have at their disposal. We all got phones in our hands, and that's not to say everything you see on the internet is true. You have to, like I said earlier, so much misinformation out there that people are blinded by it, and you really have to sift through it and discern what's right and what's wrong. But if you do diligent enough research and you check your sources, it's all right there. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't want to go on any further with this, but that's pretty much all for this video, and peace out.